Hello, I'm Panos Kotzathanassis, and this is ASEAN Movie Paths Interviews. Today I'm here with Tribeny Rai, whose film Shape of Momo is screening in Busan. How are you, Tribeny?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for
Okay,
having me.
good, good. Okay, tell me a bit. I saw that the film is an Indian-Korean co-production, and also it's your first film in the Nepali language. So tell me a bit about the production, how it came to be.
We developed this. I developed this project 2, 3 years back. We went to quite a number of script writing labs, and then initially it was my own production house and a production house from New Delhi. We started producing this film, and as we went on to post production, we had a Korean co-production company come in, join us, and help us complete the film. We went to a lot of work in progress labs as well, with our rough cut. So that is where we met our Korean co-producer.
Hmm. Okay, okay. And you are
So
from Sikkim, right? But
yes,
but the film is based in Nepal. So how did that work? And it's a different
no,
language,
no, no,
right? Or no?
no. In Sikkim also we speak in Nepali. So
Ah,
a
okay.
lot of there's a quite a number of population in India that speak in Nepali.
Hmm.
So the film is based in my own village in Sikkim.
Uh-huh.
And some of the actors obviously are from professional actors are from Nepal, but we also have a lot of actors from Sikkim and North Bengal here in India.
Hmm. Hmm. And so the story is based on your own experiences?
Um, I cannot definitely say my own experience, but definitely it is something very personal. I mean, the plot and everything is not structured around my experience, but the characters have been developed around my experiences and the experiences of women and friends around me. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay. And so essentially the story is like this kind of classical the return to home. Someone goes to the big city and then return to home. But you present it from a unique like feminist perspective. It's a bit different than that we usually see, and also this from the usual urban to rural narrative. So tell me a bit about your approach.
I think my approach was as I started developing this story. Actually, I had also studied in a big city, like not a big city, but I studied in Kolkata, and then I came back to my village after I completed my film school studies. So when I came back, I found myself really caught up between these two worlds where I come from this big city where I have access to everything, and then I come to my village which is very remote. So I thought, along with me there must be several other individuals, not just women, who are going through this experience. So I really wanted to bring this into perspective, and especially when you in films, like you said, we have always seen people coming back from bigger cities and they find so much joy and simplicity in their village. But I have experienced as a woman, especially, I think there's so much pressure from the society, to perform a certain way, to be a certain way, that for me, this village was very far away from my idea of home, where I'll have complete freedom. Because I think as individuals, we are always looking for, we always want to come back to home, especially now, when people, growing up in the village, after you get education in bigger cities, you have to work outside, right? So you always have this nostalgic idea of home, where it is very safe, everyone is so happy and lovely. But in reality, I think it's very different. So I just wanted to portray this angle in the film.
Mhm. So when you returned back to your village, to your town, were you so eager to fight like the protagonist, or?
Yes, yes. I think I was filled with a lot of angst, because like the protagonist, I also grew up in a house full of women. So I live in my house with my mother and my other sisters. So I was deeply filled with angst, but as I told you, Kisley, the director of SAE, he came on board as a co-writer. So I think he brought a lot of objectivity to the script, because otherwise it would be just me ranting about my, you know, complaining about my society or about my village. So I think he really brought in that critical perspective to see that, even the protagonist has her own faults. She comes from a place of privilege. She has her own agency, but at the same time, she's so she is I mean, angry all the time. So we wanted to explore all these aspects.
But in the end, do you think that her attitude is correct of Vishnu's in the film, or then she understands
To
that
to
like that she wants to fight everyone and like okay, she tries to make things better for her family, but in order to do so, she ends up fighting with everyone. So is she right? Is she wrong? Feminism or family? I don't know.
uh, I think that I will leave. I'll leave for the audiences to decide whether or not that is the right attitude, because I think when Bishnu, she sees her mother from a different lens as well, and mother sees her from a different lens as well, because they come from a very different generation and different place. you know Whereas she's very confident and she's secure with certain things, her mother is not. So I feel like different people will interpret the film in different ways, coming from their own personal experiences. I feel like for younger women who have seen the film so far, they feel like it is the right thing to do. They empathize and sympathize with Vishnu, and there are older generation of people who feel that the mother is right. So I feel like we have left a place for everyone to interpret their own version, as far as I feel.
Mhm, mhm. And you also included a subtle crime aspect in the film, like something is happening in the area. Is that based on real events, or why did you choose to include that?
So I have understood that because I also live in a village and it is almost in the middle of the jungle. So there is constant fear of outsider, be it person, be it animal. So at night, if the dogs start barking, my instinct is to hold the torch and look who's around. So I think uh, only people, and especially women who have been through this circumstance, will understand that this is something real and we live with it every day. When when you don't have a male member in the family, especially early on as a child, I have realized that there's constant fear. Even in the village, you feel like now people know there's just me and my mother and my sisters, so anybody could break in. But we did base it upon a friend's experience, this breaking in. And I also have lived in girls hostel. So miraculously, not miraculously, surprisingly, always we have always realized that our undergarments would be stolen. And it is not just a story of one girls hostel, it's a story of every girls hostel. So we thought that, and we I saw it happen to a friend in Delhi, so we thought we would incorporate this experience as well.
Mhm, mhm. So in the end, do you think that particularly in places like the one the movie takes place in, do women need men or they can make it on their own?
So far I have made it on my own. We have made it on our own. But I don't think I don't think I particularly, or the film particularly, has problem with men. I think it is the idea of patriarchy, where you believe that a woman is not as equal as men. I have problem with that idea, and anybody who holds that idea, be it men or women. For instance, if you see in the house as well, even in the absence of male members, you can see the effect of patriarchy. I mean, not necessarily a man has to be there to make a woman feel that she's not equal. we have been brought up in such a way in our society that even in the absence of male members, we always feel that, maybe we are lesser as individuals and as human beings. So I don't have problem with men, or like, for instance, Kisle has written this film, but I feel like I have co-written this film. I have problem with people, idea, or anything that believes that, these two beings are not equal.
And tell me a bit about the romance with Gian in the film, how this came to be, let's say. Because you make the
Um,
story even more complex with that, yes.
yes, yes. So I feel like women of my age in my society, compared to other Indian states, I think my state is far liberal. That's what people keep telling me, that Sikkim does not have, the women do not have that pressure. Like, you're 25 and now you need to find a husband. We don't have that pressure. But I have also understood that no matter what you achieve in life, a woman's place is decided in the society finally by who she marries, more than often. So even if Vishnu is an achiever, she has gone to a city and has made a name for herself. The society has that constant, um, uh, puts constant pressure on her to find a match. Like, her mother is constantly like, you should get married, because as you see in the opening sequence, all the men have sat her down and they are like, you have to marry somebody from our community. So I think it is only, and we wanted to bring in a guy who is what they call a marriage material. If you see Gyan, there's nothing wrong with him. He is the perfect person that could ever exist for her, in the given circumstance. He's quite modern for her, and he's willing to do things for her, and all of that. And because we thought, if we bring someone who's already flawed, then it is Vishnu's win that she rejects the person. But we thought that let us bring someone who is complete and who's kind, who's very warm, and see how she reacts with him. But as you see, sometimes it is not the person's fault. Again, it is the society. Because as soon as Gan enters the house, whatever little power Vishnu used to enjoy in her house as the male, like, comparatively, she's the man of the house when Gan is not there. As he walks into the house, she starts losing whatever little power or whatever little things that she used to enjoy in that house, and slowly she's pushed towards the kitchen. As you can see, she's serving tea, or she's doing the dishes, which otherwise she wouldn't do. So we thought we would be able to challenge these ideas with the love story.
Okay. So in general, you think like marriage could be like that kind of slavery for women, essentially?
No, not really. But from what I have seen, that no matter, if even if two partners are equal in marriage, the society has created such a situation, like when I go into a funeral house in a village, no matter, like, I am considered very modern for my society. For instance, I'm a filmmaker, so nobody in my village or in community makes film. But even if I am a filmmaker and I have chosen this very unique career, when I go to the funeral house, I'll be shown way to the kitchen. You'll be like, go with the rest of the aunties and mothers and sisters, and help them in the kitchen. So that is the part. It is, I'm not saying, it is very different when I spend time in Delhi, and it is very different when I spend time in my village. These ideas are still there.
And tell me a bit more about how the casting worked for the movie.
Casting, we try to find characters who look the part, which would be much easier for us, because I don't come from a theater background, or I do not have a lot of uh, directing actors kind of experience. So I thought, because like I told you, the characters were based around people I know. It was very, I knew what I wanted. So we were casting. So we auditioned pretty much all the actors, and we found a protagonist from Nepal, and the mother also is from Nepal, and the rest of the crew are from here. We had extensive workshops before and during the shoot, and more than anything else, I think they resonated with the story so much, especially the women characters, because this is something we experience in our society. So they were, I think they brought a lot of their own experiences in it.
Mhm.
So that really helped.
Mhm. And the actress who played the grandmother, she died, is what I read at the end of the movie, correctly? Yeah.
Yes, yes. She sadly passed away 4 or 5 months back,
Uh-huh.
and she is a non-actor. She's my relative.
Uh-huh.
So she was. I don't think she ever watched films or anything. So it was surprisingly she was very smart and intelligent on the set. So that really helped. And the
Mm.
last time I met her, she was complaining that, this girl is a liar. She told me we will shoot for 3 days, and it went on and on. It never stopped. So that was the last conversation that we had.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's a really good thing, because the whole village is now looking forward to the film, because, that's how she's going to live on in our memory. At least
Mm.
we get to celebrate her through this film. So yeah.
And was she really funny? Because most of her scenes in the film I laughed. Or is she funny?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She is. But also we wanted to, we also had characterized her in that way, because when a woman becomes old, she starts to. There's a very thin line between male and female as they begin to grow older. Like an old woman can openly take bath outside and nobody cares, or she can start dancing. Whereas a woman of my age, if I start smoking in front of my uncle, or in front of the male members of my family, nobody will care. So we thought we would like how she drinks whiskey
Mm.
to relieve her constipation. So we tried to bring in these experiences, and I think we have roughly based it upon not my grandmother but my grandfather. Whatever experiences I have had with my grandfather, we have tried to incorporate it in her character.
Mhm, mhm. And tell me a bit about cinematography. Was it difficult shooting in the mountains?
Um, it was because of the weather, I think, because it was very cold. And because the village is in such a remote place that if the generator stopped functioning, we had to wait for 2 days to send it back to the city, the nearest town, and get it fixed and get it back. But other than that, I think Archana Gangrekar, who's the cinematographer of the film, I think she brought a lot on the table, because again, I feel like I like to collaborate with people who resonate with the story, so that I don't have to bring out the best in them. They really bring out their ideas. And before we logged the script, actually she was involved in the film, so that ways I think she brought in a lot of feedback. She understood the emotion that we needed in scene. So she delivered it through visuals, and I'm very happy with it.
Mhm, mhm. And tell me a bit about how is the Sikkim movie industry at the moment, if there is
I
an
think I
industry.
think
Yeah.
it is. No, we have a very small population, because of which I don't think industry as such will um, grow anytime soon. But we are at a very nascent stage. I think every 5 years, maybe two films will come that is being made here in Sikkim. Um, and um, and I think in the past decade, I think there have been only two films that have traveled to international film festivals so far. So yeah, because we have to depend a lot on the Nepali film industry in Nepal. Because as I told you, we don't have, I mean, sufficient number of people who want to watch Nepali films here, I think, because Bollywood takes over everything. And now with OTT platforms, people barely go to the theaters, but hopefully it will change over the period of time.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, and the last question, next projects, what are you working on after this?
I wish I could tell you because because it's such a small indie film, and it is first from I think not really first or second or third from Sikkim to to travel to festivals, and it's just team of me and Kisle, who's also the co-producer and the co-writer and the co-editor, just a team of two people. So the festival submissions, coordinating with them, all of this has taken so much time that I haven't had really had time to think about my next project as of
Mhm.
now, because we are just navigating through how sales works, how marketing distribution works. This is a whole new world for me. So we are just trying to navigate through that right now, but hopefully after the festivals, I'll have time to develop my next project.
Okay, great. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, just a minute.